Greetings. Welcome to Wonder Night. I am very glad to have you here, and I'm looking forward to introducing you to this amazing audience. Today, I'm joined by an artist, an advocate, and an explorer, a great friend of mine, Pheonix Houle. Also, a fellow actor in the round, and I actually got to meet them working at the Renaissance Fair. This season, technically this year, I guess, but last season. So it's been a really awesome pleasure getting to know you and just learning more about you. And I'm glad we've been able to get to talk and get to know each other more. So I'm really happy to invite you to the show. And hello, Pheonix.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I'm really excited, and this is really cool. So thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm glad you joined. This is an awesome little project of mine that I'm glad to start building, and I'm glad to have you as one of the first few episodes for it. So first and foremost, if you wouldn't mind, as I start every episode, just to help the audience get to know you a bit better and to share a bit about who you are, what you do, would you mind telling us a bit about what is your current muse? What is inspiring you right now?
Absolutely. So I feel like right now it's a few different things.
Okay.
As it typically is, I guess I like jump from one thing to another
Yeah.
very quickly and like get really obsessed with it and then like get really inspired by it and then sort of jump to the next thing. But I say right now a few things would be, well, actually, one is K-pop Demon Hunters. I won't lie. It really touched my soul. I was like, I don't know. It really, it got very deep. And so that made me like want to, get back to doing things I like, I guess. I also recently have really gotten into being really interested in like drag as an art form.
Ooh, okay.
So like, not that I've done it myself yet. Hopefully someday that would be cool. But like just watching other people, like watching my friends, also watching like Drag Race and stuff, and just really being inspired by all of the all the work that goes into it. Like there's a lot of different creative processes that go into it, because you have building props, you have creating costumes, you have the performance art of it, you have the musicality of it. And so that's been really like just giving me a lot of inspiration lately.
Okay. What let me ask a bit further on that. What got you into learning about drag, or when did that become interesting to you?
Yeah, so I went to like a few drag shows in college, and those were really fun. Because we had like this place in Gainesville, it was called the UC, and it was sort of like a club, but they also did drag shows too, and that was like the first drag shows I'd ever been to, and that also like helped me feel comfortable in my own expression going in there, which was really cool. And then when I moved back down here, I was sort of out of the loop for a bit until I met some friends also from the Ren Fest that are like do like drag and burlesque and stuff. So it's like I got to see them perform, and that was really cool. And then I started watching like Drag Race with my siblings. So yeah.
No, I definitely Ren Fairs definitely helped me meet more and more people who are in the theater scene, dance scene, the drag scene, the makeup scene, the scenes in general. And so it definitely has been a gateway experience for me, getting into and understanding more about not only the LGBTQ plus community, but also how to express yourself, where to express yourself. In doing Ren Fair, frankly, like it is drag, like it is getting dressed and trying to actually represent a completely different being,
Absolutely.
and that's always how I've viewed drag. It's literally just been people dressing up to represent and play a different character. So as a performer, as an actor, it's always been something at least respected by me, and something I've I've definitely like seen drag shows. They're so fun. They had hilariously, they had several at FAU actually. When I was in college, that was also when I was like, yo, these are hilarious and amazing. Yes. I definitely need to see more of these. Then as I got more and more into Ren Fair and met more people, just like you, I also got into not only seeing more like performers, like aerialists, but also like burlesque shows. And like, yeah, seeing more and more adults who are having fun being adults.
Yeah.
It's always been something I'm quite happy about experiencing at the Ren Fair, is adults happy they could be adults and playing as adults. With that being the case, I want to then ask, especially with how inspiring or inspired you were by drag and by people putting in the work for that, how have you kind of developed your own drive and purpose, like in your creative arts, in your artistry, in your explorations?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So, I think just as a whole, seeing people so passionate about what they do, and also like I said, like so many different there's so many different perspectives on what they do and how creativeness goes into it, that that just really like made me think like outside the box. And so yeah, I'm just really excited for like, I don't even really know yet, just trying to get more involved in different kinds of performance, but also like creating and learning different styles of that.
Yeah, I want to ask what steps or people or influences got you actually into Ren Fair? What got you into performing, and when did performance start for you, I guess?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I did, well, growing up, for when I was like, I want to say like 5 to like 15, like 10 years, I did ballet.
Okay.
And so
respectable.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's wild. That's wild. The leg strength, the toe strength, respectable.
Yeah, there were some painful moments, but thank you. But yeah, my brother and I did dance growing up, so we were always like performing in those shows. And then at one point with like my own stuff, and then also wanting to get more involved in like, I really started liking more of the acting side and more of like singing. And so so at my school, at my high school, they had like a musical theater group and they did shows, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, high school did that for me.
Oh yeah. And so I did that, and then like also through like college and stuff like that. But yeah, my brother and I just like we really grew up doing a lot of like stage performances.
Okay.
So after college, I feel like I struggled to find my place down here of like what I wanted to do in an art way. And so
a lot of different directions you go down here in art.
Yeah, for sure. And so then when they were having like auditions for the Ren Fest, I was like, I've always loved the Ren Fest. Like, oh my gosh. So why not try out? Yeah. And
what character are you at the Renaissance Festival, might I ask?
Absolutely.
Who could ever know? Surely not I.
No.
Just curious, Continue, please.
Of course. So yeah, I played Prince Aaron Rivera, and yeah, that was the time of my life. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but like, it was just like actually a dream come true. So it was, yeah. And I'm so excited to go back next year. I was like, not sure what, like last year, I didn't even expect to stay in Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so then, but then some stuff with my family I had to help out with. So I stayed. But also, that's when I auditioned for the Ren Fest, and I was like, I'm already still down here, like I might as well. And so now that's really like changed my path, because now I'm like, I really want to keep doing this.
Good experience.
Yeah, it's like I've never been in such a positive creative atmosphere. Like it's always, I feel like the ones I've always been in have been very competitive and have had nature to them that's can be toxic. But with the Ren Fest, like everyone I met was so supportive. Everyone was so kind and genuine that it was like, where's this been all my life? Like, man. It's great.
It's definitely a healing experience. I I don't even care if I sound like a broken record daily at the Renaissance Fair. I say it every single day to every single person who walks up and it's like, oh my God, how are you doing? How have you been? Because it's hundreds of people from all over the country that many travel. Many are throughout the state or do different festivals elsewhere. And when they come back, we all want to know and check in with our friends. So when we ask that question, how are we doing? I will happily say this is a healing event for me. This is a not only inspirational moment, but it's always one that makes me feel happier, better, warmer, more connected, more community. It's a phenomenal experience. I stop. No, that's not true. I don't know what you're talking about. How so? What do you mean? Why am I the worst, Chris? What do you mean? I'm not a tyrant. I'm not a tyrant. Okay, actually, I lied. No, I'm not a tyrant. The vizier is a tyrant for the encampment. Okay?
Exactly.
He's just trying to make sure that each of the different actors we have is properly portraying their characters. No styrofoam, no plastic, no electronics. We're making sure that our characters are on point at all times. We got to make sure our roles, greeters, guides, teachers are on point. Listen.
That's good.
Listen. I'm just making sure the encampment.
That's important, though.
Listen, the encampment goes hard, all right, for a reason. Listen, 11 years strong now. We've been doing the encampment, and listen, holding it down in that corner of the festival. Okay? Oh, yeah. And, we... Why you like this? He's not even wrong, though. It's not even wrong. No, you can't. I'm sorry. You can't. No, for sure. Being Ibrahim with the encampment, I definitely, uphold a standard for the encampment, how I want it to be portrayed, because there is a magic of the festival that is palpable, and sure, we're performing, but holy crap, the community built, man, the immersion, the magic of it. I love creating that and knowing and seeing the eyes of people who get into that immersion with us, who play, the patrons, that is what we do it for, man. It's good, man. I'm telling you. And especially, facts. He's so bad.
When I was growing up, I would go to the Ren Fest, and the Ottoman encampment was always one of my favorite parts. I'm serious though, because just also design wise and it does immerse you in the all the sets and just the energies. It's great.
No, we definitely we not only when we have our rehearsals, that's the point I always bring up. Yes, we want to bring that magic to the patrons and patrons, but for new people working the festival, I remember what it was like starting my first couple of years and just trying to gain my bearings and see where am I able to go, who am I able to talk to, who can I feel safe around, where can I feel safe, where can I rest throughout the day. Our express purpose was to make a place that cast members could feel comfortable while in character, coming and relaxing in our encampment. So we have the chairs laid around everywhere. So the prince, of course, and all the other entourage of the royals are able to at any point come and relax and come feel and be noble. And I'm glad they added the pavilion for you guys as well, the Noble Royal Pavilion. I'm so glad. It was gone for a year or two. They brought it back. Oh, bless you.
It's great.
Yeah. I definitely. Oh, I love that. I love the influence of the fair on just life and everything and how it's gone. I have to ask on you, what was that experience like, and what are some external influences that, whether it's from fair or outside of it, that are impacting you, I should say? What are some influences during fair, around fair that got you into it? What are some that are influencing you?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say that with the fair, I think that some of the the biggest influences for me were other people in the cast and crew that I worked with, especially like during the rehearsal process, because I learned so much from them, especially those that have been doing it for so long and they really just take you in. Like, they're just such great mentors, and they let you bloom. Whereas like when I first started the rehearsals, I was talking to actually when fair ended, I was talking to the are like amazing directors, and they were saying at the beginning they were kind of nervous because they felt like I was gonna be too shy. And so
No.
yeah, so then but I just needed time. So I'm glad that they gave me like they had faith and that like, you you get into the once you get into the role and once you get into the environment, like you're there. And so
What
yeah,
was your day like? As like, yes, I'm our own like prince in the encampment. I get that,
right.
but like I'm in the encampment most of the day, unless I'm doing the parade or like pub sing. I
Mhm.
don't really get out that much. So, what
Okay.
is your day like as the prince of the festival and being on cast? Because also, yeah, like a lot of people don't know, but cast is separate from stage performance, separate from the joust troupe, separate from the vendors, separate from the encampment,
Mhm.
completely separate sections of people. So,
Mhm.
what is your day like on cast? Not that you need to give the secret sauce of what it's like, but what is it? What is it like?
Yeah. So it's just great. I'm like brought right back there. But so like at least how it was last year, we had like a storyline going
Hmm.
and there were scripted scenes throughout the day. So it started at the front gate at the opening
Hmm.
and we had a scene up on the gateway and then people would enter for about an hour or so. I would like walk around and greet people, which was really cool. And like, especially as they're coming through the gates, um,
Okay.
and just be like, "Hi, I'm this,"
Exactly.
and
Especially like a first experience, I can imagine it's
yeah,
always a great thing for the patrons coming in.
yeah, exactly. And then we had the next scene, and then about another hour of like interacting with people, going around, and it sort of went back and forth between like a scene at a stage, and then interacting with people, and then there's like the parade,
Mm-hmm.
and
Were you at the? Do you do the first joust or just the second and third
just the
joust?
third.
Just the third. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was really cool. I really liked that was a great experience. Like,
I can imagine that. I
yeah,
understand.
because
The joust is
I'd also
awesome.
never seen a joust before.
What? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay, okay.
right.
I know that must have been a crazy experience for you.
Oh
And
yeah,
being like on the dais while it's happening to witness it from above and they're giving the praises to the nobles and the people on the dais.
yeah.
That is, oh my gosh, what an experience.
Oh yeah.
I understand.
It was so beautiful. Yeah, everything about it, like everything about every day was just so majestic. Like every day was there were similar moments, but there was also like a bit of everything was different every day, I guess.
Mhm.
And
Especially
yeah.
thanks like there being a themed weekend. So you always
Yeah,
have
it's true.
completely different guests coming in. You have a
Yeah.
lot of people who are like return patrons, and like that's always really cool to see too when they're
Yeah.
there every single weekend. But there are definitely people who are like, no, I just come these weekends.
Yeah.
These themed weekends. I only do Celtic week, only do Pirate weekend, only do Witches and Wizards weekend. So
Mhm.
that's always really cool too, where like you said, you definitely get a variety every single
Yeah,
day. Though, of course, because you're in some of the same locations, you get some of the similarities in the day.
for
Ah,
sure.
adorable. I
For
love it.
sure. And it was really cool that like I honestly think almost every day, every weekend for sure, but I think every day I saw someone that I knew from like growing up in South Florida.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, which was
Every
so
single day,
cool. Oh
every
my
single
gosh.
weekend, every single year.
Yeah, it's like, and obviously, like we've all grown up, so it's like it's just so crazy because it's like, wow, oh my god, it's just beautiful. It's always like, yeah, it's great.
I definitely still get the magic, even with people that like, especially if they've known me for a long time.
Mhm.
While in character,
Mhm.
there is still the magic of like, holy crap, I haven't seen you in so long. My
Yeah.
friend, please come.
Yes.
And like it's an even more intimate encounter because now like you're performing there, you're both adults. They know that they know.
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome. I love it. Shout
Oh,
out to my friend Catherine as well, who comes every single freaking time and like knows a childhood nickname of mine and uses it every single time. And I was like, oh, from halfway across the tent, and everyone's like,
Aw.
"Excuse me, what did she say?" Don't worry about
Who?
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've gotten
Catherine, I
that
love
too.
you. Definitely, with that being influences coming from the outside, I have to then ask, what type of influence do you try to have with your character? What is that influence you try to create, I should say, as you pull off and build the character of the prince? What does that feel like, look like to you, and what type of energy do you try and emit, or aura, if you will?
That's a great question. I think like now that I've done a year of it, I'm able to like retroactively think about it and realize like what I want to do going forward rather than I guess what I've done, because I think this past year, like it was my first year, so I felt like it had to be like so. I don't know, like everything had to be on schedule. Like I felt like I couldn't really
Actually
make any
get out of it,
mistakes. Yeah.
Not like locked in, but definitely you want to make sure you're pulling it off correctly.
For sure.
What they expect of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and just to like do honor to like what they had in mind. So, I think I was less like present than I wanted to be, but now I'm able to like look back and see like how being able to be like present but also remember my lines and like remember where I have to be throughout the day and not have that be too much of a pressure, because now I really see that it really is about connecting to the patrons and being able to make them feel welcome, make them feel seen. I feel like that was a big thing that I like came into contact with this year, because like specifically like a lot of other like trans and non-binary people, like it was really cool. I was able to connect with them and help them feel seen, especially like in a place where they can just be themselves.
Totally
so that
agree.
was like a really cool experience, being able to like welcome them in that way. And I mean, like I would love to, going forward, I would really love to be able to like emit more warmth and like a more like comforting energy, rather than I fear I was a bit sporadic, but yeah, like just help everyone feel welcome and feel like really truly in the moment, because that's, I think, the whole point.
I completely understand and very much so relate. I will share something that the previous acting director, who I again had for over a decade, had taught me, and he taught me like my first year, and it sat with me every single year, every single weekend. And the thing he taught me was, you want to leave an endowment with each patron. Imagine being the conversation that they have on the way home. Oh my God, do you remember when blah, blah, blah happened and blah, blah, blah? And you are the person that they're talking about. Do you remember when this character talked to me about this, or asked that, or showed me this, or took me here, or did like that is the experience that you want to try and create and build with them, where you endow them with a moment that, like you said, it is comforting, is relatable, is connecting, and makes them feel seen and valid and heard. And I see that in literally every single demographic of human being who comes through as a need, not as a want. It's not a, man, we're here to, no. They want to come to the festival, but everyone needs connection.
Absolutely.
Everyone needs that warmth and that safety and that endowment of it. And I remember just when, Richard was teaching me that was something I now teach to my entire group. Every single time we have a rehearsal, hey, make sure you're really working to leave an endowment. This is then when we go into like, hey, how do you compliment people? What do you do to compliment? And I tell them again, compliment something that morning they could have had the opportunity to change. That morning, literally right before they got there.
Yeah.
So you can talk about shoes and shirts and hats, even hairstyles if you want. But don't literally be like, my God, your teeth, person. Like, bro, what? Like, it's a missing tooth. Like, what are they supposed to do about that? My God, the shape of your ears looks like But what are you doing? That's not how it works out. So, you know how to leave those endowments, and then know how to build up moments that allow that to happen. Having a bag of compliments that you know how to give to people, like, not only is it powerful, but it's healing.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
No, you're good. Thank you, Richard. He taught me, and like that's something I always love to tell and share with people. So I'm talking on that forever, but with that being the case, and with those influences being what they are, and with that being how you want to present yourself, maybe not just Ren Fair. What do you think your next goals are? What are your next major projects, or what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, thank you so much. So the next thing that I have coming up is something I'm really, really excited for.
Ooh.
It's Fright Nights.
What? Yeah. Tell us about it. Oh my God.
So it's gonna be
did you rehearse or audition, or did they call you, or?
There was sort of an audition process, and so after that, there was a training, and I only got to go to one of them because the other one I was like sick for, so I didn't get to go to it. But hopefully soon, I think they're having like the midway training as well, because they had one just like way early on, or two way early on. And then soon, I don't even know when it's coming up, but like, we'll see. And then, so we can start trying to like get into our characters. I don't know my character yet, but the one training that I did go to was so cool. We just spent honestly most of the day learning different like acting techniques, doing a lot of improv, and like learning how to like scare safely. And I've always I've always wanted to work in like horror entertainment, and so this is like it's something I've always wanted to do. I like, it's just, that's all anyway,
I see the hype. I see the hype.
So I'm really excited to like go back to rehearsals for that and start with that. And then once, I mean, that goes throughout October of the dates. And then after that, I think pretty shortly after that, we'll start rehearsals for the Ren Fest. So I'm super excited about that too. Like I've just been missing it a lot and missing the people and
a lot of performance, a lot of acting opportunity, a lot of practice for that as well.
Yeah, for sure. And the main thing I think that like when it comes to goals that I want to move into is that like through all of these experiences, I really want to go at it from a perspective of I guess I keep saying this, but like presence rather than I think like when I was growing up, like a lot of like art for me was very competitive, and so it was like it was very ego driven. And so like as I get older, I no longer want that to be the motivation to create. I want it to be like I'm living in the moment and I'm truly enjoying feeling alive, because I think that creating is why we're here. So, yeah, I think just sort of moving more towards the intrinsic value of things rather than the extrinsic value. Although of course they can be interconnected, but yeah, I really just want to like ground myself in the moment and the experience, and from there see where it leads me, because after the Ren Fest, I don't really know like what my next project will be, or where I will be. So yeah, but I'm open to a lot of different things. Like it used to be that I wanted to have like a set path, but now I don't really want to. Like I want to see what naturally unfolds, and go from there.
Okay. Very, very free spirited. Nothing wrong with that at all. I think we need a bit more free spirit in the world. I think a lot more people need to kind of get back to that desire of exploration, of advocating for exploration, of advocating for, of being present, of thinking, of being conscious, of seeing more, experiencing more, learning more. I think a lot of like disconnect from connection and disconnect from presence is frankly what's hurting a lot of us, you know. It's not
Absolutely.
it's cell phones, but like not also like our attention spans really are
Right.
struggling right now. Like
Oh yeah, I
that
feel
is
it
a
every
thing.
day.
I feel you. The doom scrolling is so easy. It's
Oh
just a
yeah.
thumb move and I'm lost for 3 hours.
Exactly. Oh man. It's rough.
Mhm. I feel you. Now, as we move further and further into the interview, I want to, of course, kind of unite and connect a lot of what you've been talking about. And it frankly, all very directly connected into what I said at the very beginning, that you are an artist, that you are an advocate, that you are an explorer. And we heard that in all the things we were talking about. And so I
Thanks.
want to wrap that up in a profound insight in asking what knowledge or wisdom you want to share with everyone is. What is something that, you know, that if anyone on earth could ask you and you've always wanted to answer it, what is something you would like to tell the audience?
Yeah, thank you so much. So I guess this doesn't as much have to do with like the arts, but it is something that I think about every day, and very much like whenever I have a chance, yeah, whenever I have a chance to like argue, not argue, but like advocate, I guess, for this point, like I'm very passionate about it. Um, I guess the way I would start with this sentiment is the idea of like unconditional acceptance. So what I
Mm,
wish that the or what I hope for the world going forward is the idea of unconditional acceptance, and that there's no such thing as a bad person,
okay.
because I truly believe that all of our actions and our behaviors are so interconnected in a way that we are just so unconscious of. But there's so many factors at play
Hmm.
that um, that in turn affect what happens to everyone in life. And so, because nobody exists in a vacuum, all the factors of their life, environmental,
Nature, nurture type of
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
exactly. There's countless, I'm saying effects,
Variables,
variables.
variables.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I feel you.
Yeah, that influence our like our behavior and our mindset.
Mm.
And I mean, it's been every like there's just billions of different factors that like we we would never even, I guess, that just affect us unconsciously. And so with that, um I like to see every human as, they are so like they we are so yeah, I feel like an alien sometimes.
Oh, humans.
Yeah, oh
What a
humans.
people.
But we are also so much more than um looking at someone and labeling them as like, a good or a bad person, or this kind of person, or this whatever, because we all have so much like so many stories. And so I
Okay.
try to go into every interaction that I have with like unconditional acceptance and forgiveness,
Mm.
because if I run into someone who's behaving in a way that I don't agree with, or they have done things that I don't agree with, or they um, are like perpetuating ideas that I don't agree with, I fully understand it comes from a place of their own insight of how they view the world. So I guess I can never see someone as malicious because which because
Wild. That's okay, but I understand.
yeah, because I have I understand them on a deep level, even if I don't agree with them.
Mm.
Even if I don't agree with what they're doing, I can understand, the traumas of their past that make them act in this way. I can understand how their brain chemistry is affecting them. And so that's why like I just have try to have a a deep compassion for everyone no matter what. And so that's what I hope to I don't know. I really hope to like try and exude that energy of like forgiveness and acceptance.
Okay.
Because I think that that's what the world is lacking. I think that a lot of times we try to fight hate with hate, but it just makes more hate. And so like when I try to have like just a profound love for my fellow human being, there's nothing that they can do that, again, even if I don't agree with what they're doing,
you like understand them so much that
I can love them as a human, as a flawed human. Like I am a very flawed human. There's like, I got problems, but we all do. And that's what makes us human. And that's beautiful. So I think, the one thing that bringing this all together, the one thing that I would love for everyone to know is that I think that we all can like reach a place of just like love and forgiveness, not only for other people, but for ourselves too.
That part's important.
Like just, and for, life circumstances. I think just trying to look at things, I try to look at things as how, as humans, but also just as like energy in this world. Like,
I understand.
We are all so like interconnected, and so there is no way that we are not all one. Like we're all just one big. We're all cogs in the wheel, but like not. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So just trying to understand that like everyone is. And this goes into
no worries, take your time for it.
This goes into me genuinely believing that everyone is everyone is an important soul. So like this is something like September is like Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And so I'm very passionate about like helping people understand that they are all needed in the world in ways, again, we're all interconnected. There's no way to know how
and it all matter.
Yeah, exactly. And so I believe that everyone has so much depth to them. And if we can truly like look beneath the surface of all of our labels, all of our our actions, all of the things that we've had to do as individuals just to get by in life, like if we can just look like soul to soul, I think we can just like connect in ways that people are really missing, including myself. And so once we connect, less people feel alone, less people feel isolated, and it's a great time.
No, I'm with you. I don't know. I'm a little self-proclaimed humanist. I very much so believe in the well-being of humanity. I full on I do relate to the ideology of us, all being a unique and important soul. I've always had in my head that we are one organism, and we're all cells of one organism. That organism is humanity.
Yes.
And I definitely see and feel the relation that all of us have as being a human. We all kind of see the same, user interface, and then we're able to interact with the interface and then actually converse with someone else and say, do you see that color also? Is that the same color you see? We're using the same language also? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I can't really do that with any other animal. So when, I see another human, and I'm human too, by the way, I get that. Okay, when I see another person,
unless
like I swear, but when I see other people, I do try and have, and hold a benefit of the doubt. I do try and hold unconditional care and love for them, where I do work to hold that energy. Also, I live in America. And it is difficult because, not difficult, it's not difficult. I think that once I created that understanding of humanism, that I was able to more freely, unconditionally love humanity. And so when I then meet people that I feel you on the no one's actually truly malicious thing. I understand where you're coming from. And also, I've seen people who are, I'm like, nah, that person's literally evil. And like I have felt that in people. And I am not trying to say you're wrong. I'm not saying that. It's from what I've experienced in the past. I have seen malicious people, and I definitely have been in this very similar state where, dang, I can call out exactly why I am not okay with what they did, why I think that is malicious, why I think it's evil. But also they're a human being who's just been affected by like 20 billion variables over several decades as well. And so I can see and understand why they are the person that they are. They could be wildly, horrifically ignorant, be a bigot, a homophobe, a sexist, a racist. And it's annoying because I can see why they developed that way.
Exactly.
I can understand exactly why they developed into that. And I'm like, it's so dumb that they developed into that. But here we are.
It's hard because it's like, I feel like I used to see the world in such like a, like, I used to, well, what am I saying? I'm very much working on not having like polarized thinking. So like trying not to see the world in like one way or the other, but like everything's in a gray area. Yeah. And so
everything's on a spectrum.
Right. And it's so hard to like, it is a practice. Like I'm not there yet nearly. Like it's going to be a lifelong practice. I know where like trying to,
we built whole system. We built whole infrastructure and systems around the belief that literally there is black and white, trying to ignore all the gray area. And I think you're completely on point with us needing to create the gray area, actually. Like everything's on a spectrum, and then we tried to create a country where we took everything and put it at both ends of the spectrum and said, yeah, we'll totally be able to lift it. What? Right. And it takes, I think, people, like you and your mindset where we have to acknowledge that the gray area is there, and that's actually where we find more unity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's, I guess the way that I can see it, or I'm trying to, this is work, but it's something I really believe in. So it's like, it's something I do work at every day, is trying to separate the human being from their actions. And I know that it's hard. It used to be hard for me to wrap my head around that, but now I can like almost like see it visually. And so like when it comes to let's say actions that have harmed society, I think that we can see those as something that can be like remedied, and like actually help to have that cycle not perpetuate. Because if we're just in a cycle of like issue, punishment, it's just gonna keep going. But it's like, if we can actually like see the human as, what are their triggers, like what are these things that are causing them to do this, and then actually like go at it from like the root of it.
From the root of the issue.
I think we can actually like make change. When you make change with one person, it has
it spreads.
It has a ripple effect. And so like that's why I am like, my goal is to like try and do that, and try and like really see really try to, I'm not religious, so it's like I can't really claim this, but like it's a similar sentiment to as like, hate the sin, love the sinner. Basically what that's saying is like,
I understand.
Is like, okay, there's an action that's happening. You can totally disagree with it. You can hate that action, but you can see the human as
a human,
as you. You are, as one of your siblings of this earth,
if you will.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, that's what I hope to someday like be able to fully immerse myself in, but also like have other people like have a deeper understanding of that too. Because it is it does feel like a bit isolating when, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think the insight of the unconditional love of not necessarily forgiveness, but of understanding, I think is really what's important. Because like there are people who do things that like, no, I just don't, I have no desire to forgive it. I can't forget it. If forgive simply means I accept that it has happened, okay, fine, I can forgive, but I can't forget certain things. And I think finding and holding humanism allows me to forgive. That allows me to find forgiveness even through a lot of malicious acts. When it's a person who still wants humanity, wants to hold on to humanity, but may just be ignorant, may just be naive, may just have grown up in a certain way where a million variables taught them certain things and they just didn't learn certain things. There are plenty of people who start off bigoted. You literally have one or two experiences with them and they're like, wow, okay, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
And they completely change.
Yeah.
And they just literally needed to experience something else. So I really am grateful that was your insight, because I think like being a humanist and being someone who cares for humanity is something a lot more people need to learn. I think a lot of people are, racist. And it's not me saying immediately, no, it's a person who hates other races. No, it's a person who fundamentally gives into and believes in the system of race, then uses the power of that system. You are thus a racist as you're using that power. And so in our country, we've created the ability to easily be a racist and to benefit from it, simultaneously. And so until more and more people can get away from being a racist and become a humanist, where they care about the well-being of their humanity instead of their specific race, until then, and until it will be more difficult for a lot of them to build that unconditional love, unconditional understanding. But I think that is something that needs to be said and something that needs to be talked about 1,000%, especially in our day and age right now, when a lot of people are more worried about, again, upholding racism. Like that is infuriating.
Yeah.
I need more humanism. I need more forgiveness. I need more belief in humanity. And, I'm immensely grateful that you are one of the people who are working towards that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Right back at you.
Indeed. This has been an absolute pleasure and honor being able to talk to you here for Wonder Night. And I look forward to interviewing again. And I don't know how many episodes, but definitely checking in again and seeing your progress with your projects, your progress in acting, advocating, and exploring. Pheonix Houle, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Edward. This has been so wonderful. Thank you for having me. And I look forward to the next time too.
See you soon.
Absolutely.